Well, B-Mac, a lot has happened, man. You know, not just Space Jam 2.
Right.
We had the NBA Finals. B-Mac, we made our predictions last a few weeks ago, right?
Yep, we made it known. We made it known.
We made it known, man, and we failed. We failed, man. We picked the Suns. The Suns couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, as you guys probably already know, the Bucks closed it out in 6. They started out down 2-0 and then went 4 straight. I mean, that's tough in the NBA Finals. Giannis played out of his mind. Middleton played out of his mind. Bucks are the NBA champions, man. So, B-Mac, we'll start with you. Your thoughts on the Bucks?
Man, the Bucks. First of all, congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis, all them boys winning the championship. You try not to take too much credit away because every year there's injuries, every year that things happen. And I think the older I've gotten, I think the less emphasis I've kind of put on the road to the championship. But you still have to appreciate it. And the Bucks earned their way. They made do with what they had, you know, and they won the championship. Giannis, with his story and who he is and what he came from, I mean, he's the epitome of everything that we were told when we were young. Me and you both come from an era that were trying to tell us about these overseas guys. We didn't believe them at all. We thought they were soft. I mean, we saw several guys come through the NBA draft that were European or from whatever country they were from, and they just never panned out. Like, it was several of them. So it's like now we're talking 4 out of the potential top 10 players in the NBA are from overseas. You got Giannis, you got Luka, you got Joel Embiid, and then you got Nikola Jokic. Mm-hmm. So you got Giannis being a 2-time MVP and now NBA champion. So as far as the Bucks goes, Giannis was incredible, man. Like, coming off a hyperextended knee injury, I thought he tore his ACL. Like, I really thought he was done. And so for him to come back in a week, and, you know, he kind of filled himself out that first game, but after that first game, next game he dropped 42, next game he dropped 41, something like that, all the way down, and gave him a 50-piece McNuggets for the game 6. Like, yeah, I mean, all the way. I mean, it just he had, you know, the Suns didn't have a matchup for him. He was the biggest matchup problem for the Suns, obviously. I mean, he's a matchup problem for anybody, but I mean, as far as just the overall matchup, they tried to stick DeAndre Ayton in him. Ayton got in foul trouble. The Bucks, once they kind of figured out how to guard CP, they stuck Drew Holiday on CP, had him guarding him full court. That disrupted the offense, made CP uncomfortable. I think game 5 or game 4, he had like 8 points, which is and a lot of uncharacteristic turnovers. Let me talk about Middleton real quick. Now, Middleton, what makes me mad about Middleton is that one day he's a superstar, one day he doesn't look like he belongs in the NBA. So it's like you got to pick one. Middleton at his peak is a literal superstar. Like, I'm on the record saying that. 40 pieces, 35 pieces. You got the mid range. He's a 3-level scorer. And mid range. Let me put some more emphasis on the mid range real quick. So Middleton hit all the big shots. Like, every close game, any game that they needed to close out, he hit the shots. I mean, I remember game 5, I think it was. I mean, Middleton and Booker were just going back and forth. Like, nobody was missing a shot. And then Booker made the turnover at the end. Drew Holiday got the steal, which was just a heartbreaker. Like, and I think the turning point in the series for me was that game 3 when Booker had a really, really bad game, and it was a close game, and Chris Paul and Ayton and some of them other boys were keeping him in the game, but despite Booker playing what he was, and then all of a sudden the Bucks just clicked. Like, everybody was hitting shots. Drew couldn't miss. Middleton couldn't miss. Giannis was doing this thing. You had Brook Lopez was balling. Like, that's a hard thing to overcome when your leading scorer isn't doing what he's supposed to do. So the Bucks pounded the Suns on the boards. They out-rebounded them by an average margin of 7 rebounds a game, 3 more assists, and 2 less turnovers. And those 3 areas right there, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know anything about basketball, those 3 areas right there, you can look at those areas and be like, you don't even have to look at the score. You can almost determine who won the game. Like, those intangibles, the Bucks just dominated them in a lot of different ways. So congrats to them. You can argue all day. Like I said, they were a toenail or a toe or foot from being in Cancun. Instead, you know, they got a blessing. KD's foot was on the line. They beat him out in OT. You know, of course, Harden was on one leg. It is what it is. I don't play what ifs. You know, Bucks won the championship, bro. So what about you? How do you feel about the Bucks?
Man, the Bucks. Well, first off, man, hey, ESPN, Fox Sports, y'all need to hire my boy, man, because I'm telling you, my boy got it down to a T. He can do this. But anyways, man, as far as the Bucks, obviously, I made my pick with the Suns, assuming that Giannis wasn't going to be fully healthy because I knew about the injury. But
Right.
I mean, that obviously wasn't the case once the series began. I picked the Suns in 6, and again, of course, like I said, that didn't happen. But the Bucks, man, first off, salute to the Bucks, man. You started off down 2-0,
Right.
and then you come back and win 4 straight. You
Might
win
as well have been
4
a sweep
straight.
at that point.
I mean, talk about just a shift like that. Honestly, man, I'm not gonna break it down like you did, but the Bucks they just outplayed them, man. Straight
Flat
up.
out.
They just outplayed them.
Flat out.
It always, like I say, it always starts with the top 2. And Giannis and Middleton outplayed, Devin and CP3. I thought the Bucks, they had a deeper bench. Their role players played better. Obviously, that Game 5 was crucial, and they were able to take that. Middleton, I mean, he hit big shots. He was a closer. Giannis did his thing. I mean, in any other series, Middleton might be the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
In any other series, I mean, but Giannis just played, 30 ball, 40 ball, and 50 ball. I mean, it's just like, you got to give it to him.
Boy, one got that 50 piece from Chick-fil-A.
Went and got that 50 piece, man. So, props to Giannis, man, on him not only winning the championship, but winning it and staying with the Bucks.
Right.
Because he could have easily left his team and went to a super team.
Yep.
B-Mac, obviously these past 10 years or so, and it started with LeBron, that wave of the building of the super team, going after and chasing the ring.
Right.
And I think Giannis, he definitely killed that whole that wave. He didn't hop on that wave at all. He said, you know what, I'm going to get it done here. I'm going to stay with my home team, the team that drafted me, and I'm going to get it done here. And that's no knock. That's no disrespect to, the players that's on his team. I mean, because Middleton can ball. Drew Holiday, we are probably the best.
He got some dogs with him.
Let's
make that very clear.
Best, on-ball defender in the league, man. So he's not playing with no scrubs in the slightest, man. These dudes can play. So, but still, he didn't go out and get the big names.
Yeah.
He didn't go out and team up with them, man. So
fair enough. Nobody's really trying to go to Milwaukee. So
that is true. But we thought that Giannis was going to leave. We thought he was going to. We heard Miami. We heard. I even think we heard LA.
The fans were trying to force him.
They were trying to force it.
The whole thing. They were trying to get him to go to Golden State.
And I'm sure he had a lot of temptation, a lot of options out there for sure, man. Because he's such a phenomenal talent. But he stayed home, man. He got it done. He even. Post game, man, he even threw some shots. He threw some shots, man. He threw some shots. I think it was at your boy James Harden, man, because they had a little riff, earlier on. So
the only thing I like that he took the shots at the super team. I just think it would have been better if he had actually beat one of the super teams. Like it's like you won the championship, but you didn't beat any of the super teams at their full health.
Right.
Like I said, I don't try to play hypotheticals, but let's keep it real. If even just Harden was healthy, they were going to destroy the Bucks. Like that's just
that is true. That is true. But the basketball gods said otherwise, and he was able to, like you say, foot on the line. He was able to get past the Nets and then make it to the NBA Finals, man. So but that does. I don't want to take any credit away from Giannis. That's not taking that away at all. And hey, man, they're NBA champions, man.
Nah, man, I was just going to give a shout-out to P.J. Tucker real quick.
Yeah.
P.J. Tucker was a Rocket when I was an intern, so P.J. is really good friends with my mentor, big brother, Jermaine O'Neal, so whenever I came to the Rockets and talked to Jermaine beforehand, I talked to P.J. a little bit. And so I got a funny little story right here. We was doing a little box out drill, and they told me to get on the perimeter. And I didn't always get in there because maybe size, whatever. But I was in the corner, so PJ was guarding me. So they said, just go in for the rebound. So I dive in for the rebound, and PJ put his whole forearm in my chest.
That's a big dude.
Now, if you're Jermaine had told me that PJ was the strongest strongest teammate he's ever had. Now that's including he's had Ron Artest, he had some dogs on his team, and he said PJ was like. And so when I tell you I was feeling that forearm, like he didn't. It wasn't just one time because I had to keep going. Like, and PJ had the nerve to ask me after the first time if I was okay, and I was like, bro, you might as well play football. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the type of stuff that make basketball players, who try out for football, want to play basketball. But PJ, I mean, he's just crazy with it. So Just shout out to PJ, man.
Shout out to PJ.
Like what PJ
Tucker,
said at the
man.
parade. You see how drunk he was, bro?
Man, not only that, man, I saw I was gonna finish up. I saw my boy Brandon Jennings out there too. You
Bucks
know,
and
that whole-
6.
Bucks and 6, man. Hey, they really riding that thing, man.
Yeah.
They really riding that thing, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
PJ was talking about something. He said, when I first got here, they were like, you gotta show them how to be dogs. And he said, dogs? We got some dogs.
They got some dogs, man.
I
for
was
sure.
dying. That was funny, bro. I mean, yeah, he definitely off his rocker right now. I mean, deservedly so. But
Hey, man, shout out to the Bucks, man. You guys got it done. Congratulations.
shout out to City Milwaukee, man. I don't know much about
Yeah.
Milwaukee, but they definitely deserve a chip. You know, first time since 1971.
Yeah,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Oscar Robertson, the original triple-double king.
been a minute, man.
I
It's
mean,
been a minute.
dang. So, I mean, that shout out to Milwaukee.